Good morning, students. Today we start with the sixth chapter of Vistas, that is, On the Face of It. The author Suzanne Hill was born on 5th February 1942. She was an English author of fiction and non-fiction works. Her novels include The Woman in Black, The Mist in the Mirror, and I Am the King of the Castle, for which she received the Somerset Maugham Award in 1971. She had to undergo tragedy early in life. In her semi-autobiographical novel, In the Springtime of the year 1974, she deals with loneliness and isolation as is experienced by Derry in the play On the Face of It. The title is On the Face of It and How It is Justified. It is an informal expression used to say that what may seem good, but this may change when you know more about it. We have a saying, don't judge a book by its cover. Here, Mr. Lamb is called Lammy Lamb, and the mothers are afraid of sending the children because of his thin leg. But he, instead of keeping these things in his mind, prepares apple jelly for those children. Derry has burnt face and everyone pities him. But he is bold enough to face that situation. Both Mr. Lamb and Derry have been facing hatred and isolation. Mr. Lamb takes comments lightly, but Derry does not have that attitude like Mr. Lamb. Both the characters suffer from same disability, but their attitudes are very different. Hence, the title is justified here. This is a play which deals with the sense of loss, a sense of isolation, and how to overcome it. The actual pain caused by the physical disability is often much less than the sense of isolation felt by the person. Appearances are deceptive, and most often we go on dealing with impressions and prejudices about others without bothering to know them. People know Mr. Lamb as a lonely, eccentric, lame old man, but in reality, he is a very kind and generous man who longs for company and he loves his fellow human beings along with all other creations of God. Similarly, Derry appears to be an ugly boy with a huge scar on his face whom no one loves or likes. He is the object of other people's hateful stress and negligence. Even his mother does not dare to kiss him on the cheek which the scar mark is there. Yet, this boy, who is suffering from an acute inferiority complex, has a tender and sensitive heart. He wants to love and to be loved. Fortunately, he meets Mr. Lamb, who transforms him with his healing touch. So now we begin with the textual explanation. First scene, that is scene 1, it is Mr. Lamb's garden. Okay, and Derry has entered there without giving him any information. He is walking very slowly and somewhere he doesn't have that full confidence. He pauses, then walks again. Means he takes a break and then he again walks. He comes around a screen of bushes so that when Mr. Lamb speaks to him, he is close at hand and Derry is startled. Now there is a bush and he is crossing that bush and he is coming quite close to Mr. Lamb. And the moment he saw Mr. Lamb, he is surprised, he is shocked. And now the conversation begins. That is, we see Mr. Lamb and Derry, they will interact. Both of them, they are meeting for the first time. They are not known to each other. And the conversation begins. Mind the apples. What? Who is that? Who is there? Derry, he didn't expect anyone to be there. He thought it's a lonely place, so he came to that place. And he saw there are many apples all around. Mr. Lamb very boldly is introducing, mind the apples, crab apples, those are. They are sour in taste and small in size. Wind falls in long grass means they have just fallen in that bush. Okay? And if you are walking, if you put your footsteps on that, you may slip and you may fall down. So he is using the word here, trip. There. I thought this was an empty place. Now, Derry, he is answering. He said that I thought no one is staying here. It's a lonely place, so I came. I don't know that you are already staying there. Okay, Mr. Lamb, that's all right. I am here. So don't be scared of anything. It's all right, you have come here. Now, Derry, he is giving his explanation. I thought no one is there, so I came here. Okay. So, it is, since I am out here in the garden, it's empty until I go back inside. Now, what Mr. Lamb is telling, he is trying to make Derry very comfortable. It's always empty. It's when I come outside, then someone is here. Otherwise, this whole place is always empty when I go inside. And it's a beautiful day. So I don't want to stay inside. So I am here out in this garden. I have got to go. Derry is not comfortable meeting Mr. Lamb. And he is telling, I want to go. Not on my account, not because of me. You will not go because of me. I don't mind who comes into the garden. It is always open for everybody. And you are the only person who climbed the garden wall, whereas the gate is open. Now Derry is little surprised that he was observed by Mr. Lamb. Okay? Because he came crossing the wall, so Mr. Lamb could see that. But still, you are welcome. You can also sit like I am sitting here. I don't come to steal anything. Okay, he's giving his justification. Mr. Lamb is simply telling, no, there are young lads, means young boys, who come and steal, but you are not that young. I just wanted to come into the garden. I just wanted to come here, so I came here. You don't know who I am. Now, Derry is trying to say that I am unknown to you, still you are asking me to stay here. How come it is like that? And he is asking question, what do you know about me? Mr. Lamb is answering, you are just a boy of 13. That's it. Now, Derry, you know I am 14 years old. Nothing to be afraid, just a garden, just me. You don't feel scared. It is a garden and only I am here. But I'm not afraid. He is taking a pause. What he is telling, I'm not afraid of anyone else. Rather, people are afraid of me. Okay, so there will be a question in your mind why people are afraid of Derry. We will see that in the next part. Why should that be? Why people should be afraid of you? You are a young boy, that's it. Okay. Everyone is. It doesn't matter who they are, how they are, but they pretend that they feel scared of me. See what? What they think? What do they think then? Mr. Lamb is asking him as if he doesn't know anything. Why people are scared of you? What is the reason? Now Derry is giving the explanation. You can see one side of my face is very ugly. It is burnt. Okay, and because of that, people feel scared of me, and that's the ugliest thing I ever saw. You think, poor boy, I am not poor, but I am not that poor. I don't feel scared of that. People feel scared of me. I'm very comfortable. But if I look in the mirror, I am afraid of myself. Means that scar mark is horrible. So, if I look in the mirror, then I feel scared. Mr. Lamb is very positive. He is telling it's not that whole thing is burnt. No problem. Now, he is trying to change the topic. Later on, when it is bit cooler, I'll get the ladder and the stick, and we will get those crab apples down. And what they do, they will make jelly of it. They here is Mr. Lamb, and he is asking Derry, you could give me a hand. That means you can help me in making jelly. Derry, directly he is telling, you are changing the subject, you are changing the topic. I was talking about the ugliness of my face, and now you are talking about apple and jelly. People always do that. Derry is directly charging him, you are changing the topic. People always do. This is very common with me. They don't want to discuss on this and they change the topic. You are also of that category only. Why do you do that? What they all do and pretend it isn't true and isn't there. Okay. Why are you changing the topic? In case I see you looking and mind and get upset, I will tell you don't ask me because you are afraid too. Now, what Derry is telling, you are afraid to know about this problem that I am facing, so you are changing the topic. You don't want to discuss on the pain, the sorrow that I am coming across. You want me to ask? Okay, then you say. You want me to ask? Fine, you continue with the scar mark of your face. That's a burnt mark on his face. I don't like being with people, any people. Now he is telling his pain and sorrow. I always want to be left alone. Why? I should say, look at it. I should say, you burnt in a fire. Now, Mr. Lamb, what he is telling, that yes, I can make out. That's a burn mark. Not in fire. I got acid. Acid fell on my one side of my face, so it is looking like that. So I am different. And now it's like this, and it won't go. Okay, it will remain like this, and that is how I am different from others. Mr. Lamb, no. Aren't you interested? You are the boy who came into the garden. Plenty do. I am interested in anybody, anything. There is nothing God made that doesn't interest me. Look over here, there. Beside you, what can you see? Now, what he is telling, I am interested in everything. I am interested in each and everything that God has made. Okay, every God's creation, I am interested. Derry, rubbish. Rubbish, look boy, look, what do you see? Now, he is looking around and talking. In the garden, there are trees, flowers, okay, but there are some unwanted things also, like weeds, stuff, something which is not required but it is kept there. If we say the word weeds, that means the unwanted plants which grow along with the other plants. See, altogether you can call them as rubbish, but I consider them as creation of God. Some call them weeds. If you like, then a weed garden. If you like those weeds, you will call it as garden. That is how we justify, we look around this world, and this is how our thought process starts. There are fruits, there are flowers, trees, and herbs. I identify things in different categories. So I feel the beauty, all sorts, but over there weeds. I grow weeds there. Why is one green growing plant called wheat and other flower? Now what he's trying to say is both are creation of God, that is flower, as well as weeds. One is appreciated by all and the other one is not liked by anyone. So we call it as unwanted. But for me, nothing is unwanted. I find beauty in those unwanted things also. So what is the difference? It's all life, it's all growing. Same as you and me. And same as you and me means you are also a human being. I am also a human being. We are not same. Derry, this is what he's replying. Now Mr. Lamb is trying to say, see, I am old, you are young. That's it. There is no other difference. Your face is burned and my leg is made up of tin and I don't have my original leg. So what is the difference? You are standing there, I am sitting here. Okay, now Derry is asking the question, why is your leg like that? The real one got blown off. That means maybe he met an accident and he lost his leg. And now children call me Lamey Lamb. Okay, that it's a kind of comment, a very humiliating comment that he gets from the children. But still, he is not disheartened. But that comment doesn't trouble me. Okay, I don't take it in my heart. But you can put on trousers and cover it. You can hide your tin leg. This is what Terry is trying to say. But I can't hide my face. Okay, they don't have to notice and stare. People don't stare at you as people stare at me. Mr. Lamb is telling, no, some of them they stare at me. Okay, they get tired of it and in the end they look at something else. How long people will stare at me? For some time, say 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. After that, they will look at the other things. Same is with Terry also. They will stare his face for some time. After that, they will look towards other things. And what are the other things around? Like crab apples, weeds, spiders climbing, and so many natural things. Okay, sunflowers. All these things are there. So people look at those things after some time. So that's all for today's class. I will continue the next part of this play in the next video.